Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new makeup release. Well, it's not new, but it did come out recently, so I am gonna do like a little makeup review. I feel like it's been forever since I've filmed in front of my camera in my bedroom in this setup. Now, truth be told, I have a lot of stuff I want to review. I still have some Halloween stuff that I want to review, some palettes. So, I'm still going to review. I'm still going to post videos on them individually and review them. But I thought, since it is November 16th and pretty much everybody is in the Christmas spirit today, now they've been playing Christmas music on the radio. So I thought that I would start off with like a Christmas release to review. And I went drugstore. So they did just get this recently in my Walmart. I have the Wet n Wild and Peanuts collab. Also have the face palette for you here. So I have the little, I couldn't resist this little Snoopy Claus hauls. This is the Snoopy house and there's cute little sponges. I couldn't resist the Snoopy house is what it was. To store your sponge in. I thought it's so adorable. Like, how cute is that? You take off the lid and your sponges go inside and then it fits back on. I think that's so cute. And on the front it says Snoopy. And on the back it has a Wet n Wild and Peanuts. So I thought that was super cute. And I grew up with Charlie Brown and watching all the holiday specials. So I couldn't resist this little set. I wish I would have gotten more, to be honest. I wish I would have gotten more of the, I wish I would have gotten like a lipstick and everything. But I didn't think to do that while I was in the stores. But I did get the little sponge, which I am going to go wet and I'm going to do. It came with like a little regular sponge, a little concealer sponge. I love that it's Snoopy and Woodstock. And I love that it has like the little slant on it. Especially this, the concealer sponge. It has the little slant too. So it's going to be easy to get like up around and underneath my eyes. So I am going to go wet these sponges and then I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation and my concealer, and then we'll be back and I'll let you know my thoughts on the sponges. If it's like the other Wet n Wild sponges or regular ones, I'm going to like it because I really do like the Wet n Wild sponges. They're very soft and bouncy and they blend easily. They're not hard. I really like them once they're wet. They're very nice. But before I do that, I am going to be using this KVD Lock-It foundation. I recently found this in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I'm dying to try it because I got a sample one time, like in 2018. It was like in 2018, I believe. I got a sample from Sephora, I think it was, or it might have been Sephora. And I loved it. I worked in a bakery at the time where it's like really, really hot. And I wore this foundation one day. And at the end of my 8-hour shift, I think I was only working 8 hours that day. But at the end of my shift, my makeup still looked amazing. So I was happy to find this in my TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And it was only $12.99 for it. And it was in my shade, which is light 44 cool. So I was really happy to find that. And it just has a little thing that you pop on and off for it. So I'm going to go ahead and wet my sponges and apply my foundation and my concealer and everything. And then we'll be back to talk about the cheek products and the eyeshadow palette. I'll do hopefully some swatches for you. I'll try and do swatches for you because I remember the last time I did last time I did a makeup review video, somebody did comment about there was no swatches and they wished that I had done swatches. It was in a pretty rude way, but I agree. Everybody else on, I feel like I have something in my eye. Everybody else on YouTube does do swatches, so I might as well just get with the program and do swatches too. Just so we can see how the pigment is, especially on a drugstore brand, how the pigment is and everything. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have put on the KVD Lock It foundation. I end up using my, where's it at? My Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer in the shade 12B Fair Beige. I set my under eyes with my Pat McGrath Labs Light Skin Fetish Blind Blurring Under Eye Perfecting Powder. It has a really long name, but it's just a white powder. Great for fair skin, and it sets your under eyes without making them look dry or cakey or anything. And then I went ahead and did primed my eyelids too, and I used my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base and Fair. I haven't used this in a while, and I thought I would just try out some different things. Oh, and my bronzer, I ended up just using my KVD Shade and Light Contour Palette, which I believe this one is in the shade Light. It has Lucid and Sombre. On the inside, it looks kind of like this. That's what I used on my face today for like a bronzer slash contour. So now that we've done all that, it's time to go into the face palette here. So here it looks like we have two highlights. We have more of a golden one, which I don't know if that's going to work on my skin tone, but I might be able to like mix it with this more white one and make it more like a champagne color. And then we have the two blushes, which I know those are going to work on me. So I'm not too worried about that. Here, I'm going to do some swatches on my arm here. There's the gold highlight in the collection. Looks more sparkly than anything. I'm going to do the white one. The white one's not picking up that good. Oh no. It's more like a glittery highlight. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to like that. The gold one seems to be like the same thing. So here we have, here's the gold one. I don't even know if you can see the lighter white one there. The white one barely shows up, and it looks just like white glitter. So I'm a little worried about that. Let's swatch the darker blush in the collection. And here is the lighter blush. The blushes feel really nice. Smooth and creamy. So here we have the swatches. We have the gold. There's the white. I don't know if you can see. And then we have the darker blush. And then we have the lighter blush. Looks really pretty. The blushes look like they're going to be really, really nice. They're really soft feeling and creamy in the pan. I'm a little worried about the highlight. I love a poppin' highlight. That's never going to change, I don't think. So, I guess we'll see. I'm going to go ahead with my Refer blush brush. This is the number 4. It's just a little angled blush. I think I'll do like one side on what I'll do the golden side and the darker blush. The top two I'm going to do on this side of my face. And then the bottom two I'm going to do on this side of my face. So this is Christmas Cookie that I'm going to go in. This is the name of the blush. It is powdery, but I like it. I'm doing a little bit extra just so y'all can really see it. It's really pretty. I really like that. I'm going to use my, this is my Odin's Eye. It's just to get the pigment off your brush. So I'm going to use that. I love this blush brush. It's my favorite. So I'm going to use that just to get the pigment off. And then we're going to go in with the lighter blush, which is called Smack. That's pretty funny. I'm going to put that on this side. Whoa, I think I picked up a little much on that side. But it blends out beautifully. So I like both sides. I love a lighter pink blush here lately. I've really been getting into the lighter pink blushes. But there's just something about this side. It is so fall. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix them together now. Now that it's on my face. That way it doesn't look weird. But I do like them both. They both look really pretty. Just going to mix the colors. That way it doesn't look weird, because I am going to be probably wearing this makeup out to go pick up my son from school. So now I mixed them both and they look really pretty mixed together also. I'm going to go on with my faithful and trusty Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter Brush. This is my all-time favorite highlighter brush. It's more of a denser brush. So it does, if you want more of a pop-in highlight, you want something like this. It's more dense. Shop Miss A has one that's a lot cheaper. It's only $1 and it works just as good. But usually Wet n Wild's highlights are like one of their really good things. But this highlight these highlights don't feel like, they feel drier than their highlights normally do. The highlights normally feel like their blushes. They're a little buttery, a little creamier, you know, the softer mattes. These highlights don't feel the same as their normal highlights, so I'm a little worried. So here it's going with the gold. I knew this wasn't going to be for my skin tone, but the gold looks good. We're going to go over it with the white in hopes. But because it doesn't cast too much of a cast, but there is the gold. I don't think it has too much of a cast on my face really when I look forward. There's just a slight cast, and that's where I brought it a little too forward. If I wouldn't have brought it so forward, I don't think that cast would be there that much. I'm going to go onto the other side of that brush, and we're going to go into the white one. This one I'm worried about because it looks like straight up glitter. So we'll see. Oh, it is kind of straight up glitter. Not gonna lie. Kind of okay for that in the winter time, but it's like a duochrome highlight. It has blue, purple, pink glitters in it. It is definitely glittery. I hope y'all can see that on my face. It's glittery. I'm gonna put some, trying to mix the highlights now. You see the gold and you see the white one. It's more of a duochrome glittery highlight. Let's see if I can mix them on my face. Just so I can try and, I feel like where this one, the white one doesn't feel like it has a base pigment. It feels like it's just straight up different glitters on my face. The gold one definitely feels like it has like a base pigment to it. So I don't think I couldn't recommend. We'll talk about this more at the end, but I don't know if I would recommend this because the highlighters are not the usual highlight formula. There's something different about this formula. Maybe they were going for more sparkly, more glittery highlights because it's the holidays and everything, but I really wanted to like it. I think the gold one is beautiful, but the white one, so if you're in like more of a fair skin tone, I feel like if you don't like glitter on your face, you're not gonna like this cheek palette. And here we have the Wet n Wild. I haven't showed you this yet. This is the Wet n Wild and Peanuts Merry Christmas Charlie Brown palette. Here's what the outside packaging looks like. And it does have pressed glitters in it, which is, I was a little hesitant about getting this palette because of the pressed glitters. But what can you do? I don't think I'm going to swatch the pressed glitters because that's going to be a big fat mess that I don't want to deal with. But there is at least two pressed glitters I know of. This one right here is a pressed glitter, and then this gold one right here is a pressed glitter. I'm going to go ahead and try and get swatches on my hands for you guys so you can see the palette, and then hopefully don't hate me for my swatches because I'm not a good swatcher. This one of the reasons why I don't do swatches because I'm just not the best swatcher. So these feel drier. I can already tell you right now, these feel drier. Like, look at that purple. It feels drier than their normal formula. So here I'm going like left to right and starting with the top. So I'm going to do the top row and then I'll show you. That red picked up pretty good. So here is, oh, so hard to see. I'm sorry guys, I'm not the best at swatches. But here is the top row. The red swatched pretty good. The purple, it felt really, really dry. So I don't know how that's going to do on my lid. They feel really, really nice. That red one really feels like soft and buttery smooth. This one in the middle feels more like a topper shade. So, I don't know so far. They do have some shades in here that are not safe for the eyes. Let's see. This Pantophobia is not safe for the eyes. Blockhead is not safe for the eyes. And neither is Good Grief, but that's because it's a pressed glitter. This Snoopy Kisses, that's a pressed glitter, is not safe on your eyes. Painted Pink is not eye safe. Neither is Christmas Queen, which I don't understand why, because that doesn't really look like a shade that you would need for pressed pigment. And the one below it, Twinkling Lights, is not eye safe, and neither is this one, First Prize. They're not eye safe either, which is the purple. It's a pressed pigment. It says that they're all pressed pigments, but the two are glitters. So let's go ahead and go to the next row. So here is the next row's swatches. That this lighter blue feels like it's a dud. It would not pick up for me, so I don't know. We'll have to test that one out to see. This palette is looking like it's not as good as their normal eyeshadow palettes. It's not as good as the normal eyeshadow palette formula, which is worrying me a little bit. Not gonna lie. Now I have glitter all over my arm. That's the whole reason. It's the whole reason why I didn't want to do the swatch the glitters. So we're gonna go into the last row. So here we have the last row's swatches. I hate the glitters. This row seems better than the other rows, I have to say. The black feels very nice and smooth. It looks like it can be a pretty pigmented. Gonna take off the swatches now. So let's go ahead and try to do an eye look. Then I'm gonna go into this Christmas Queen, I think it is. This one right here. And put that in my crease. Thought that would make a really cute transition shade. I'm going to go into this shade, which I think is, or Charlie Browniest. I think it's Charlie Browniest. This brown shade here. And I'll put that more towards the outer part of my transition shade. Kind of mixing the two. I don't know. I just wanted to see how it performed also, so thought, well, let's just mix the two and see how it does. It's a nice brown. Those two shades are really good shades. They're great transition shades, both of them. I don't know what I'm going into after this, honestly. There's not really too many mattes going on here. All the mattes are like deep blues. I'm gonna go in with my Rougher 14 now. It's a smaller, more precise blending brush. I think I'm going to go and take this blue and put it on my outer corner and into my crease. I went mainly with the blue because I really want to test out that icy blue shade on my lid to see. I don't typically like blues, even though I have blue eyes. I don't typically like blues on my eyes. the blue kind of took over. Not gonna lie. I'll go back into my previous brush and go back into that Charlie Browniest shade and just take it over top of it to try to blend. I don't know. I feel like they didn't come out with, I feel like I wish the color scheme was different. I don't know. Now that I'm looking blue, I'm gonna go and take my smallest, if I can find it, my smallest blending brush, which I'm not seeing here. Here it is, right under my nose. I'm gonna take my smallest blending brush, which is my reference number 13. I'm gonna take just a little bit of the black on the outer corner, just to like deepen it up a little, you know. Just taking a little bit, because when you mix it with the blue, it's just going to make it look like I have a deeper blue on my outer corner, which is what I want. I don't want the black to like overtake everything. I just want a little bit deeper outer corner shade is all. And that is working perfectly for that. I just did one tiny little tap, and then I'm keeping it more towards the outer corner here. Hopefully I'm in focus. I'm sorry, I'm trying to work on the focusing issues I've been having. This camera has been driving me nuts with the focusing. So if I'm not like the most focused, I'm really sorry. I promise I'm trying to work on it. So I'm going to go in first with this blue, this icy blue that I cannot get to swatch. I'm so curious how it's going to do on the eyes. So I thought, let's do that one first. And I'm digging. This one just seems like a dud. It wasn't even swatching with my finger, so it's not like a finger is going to help this this situation. I don't know if maybe wetting my brush would help it. I can feel some fallout on my face. As you can see, it's there, but I don't know. I'm gonna try and wet my brush. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. So let's try and wet our brush. I'm just using the using my e.l.f. hydrating coconut mist that I use on my face. I'm really disappointed in this shade. I was excited about this really icy blue shade. It's just not working. It makes me sad. Okay. I'll probably go over it with that like topper shade, but anyways, let's go ahead and do, I'm gonna go, just to blend that shimmer into my outer corner, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which I think is Good Grief or Twinkling Lights. One of the two. Or no, it's either Blockhead or Christmas Queen. I think it's Blockhead. I'm going to go with this shade and do it on my outer corner. That's a pretty shade. It's like a duochrome, blue, purple duochrome almost. It's not the shiniest shade out there, but I mean, it's working for what it is right now. To do some more glitter glue, I'm gonna do my other eye, and then we're gonna go in and I'm gonna try to use that white topper shade on my eye to see if that'll bring some glisten to my eye, because right now I'm feeling disappointed by these shimmers. I hate feeling disappointed by shimmers. I'm gonna go into that white shade now. That I said was more of a topper shade. I think it's Need Sugar, this white one right here. I'm going to go with my brush just to see what my brush does. And if it's not doing, it looks like it's going to have a ton of fallout. It's very flaky. I don't really want to spray my brush again, but I feel like if I don't, this is going to fall everywhere on my face. I'm going to tilt my head up as to avoid the fallout that may ensue from this shade. This shade's much better than the other shade. This one I really like. There it looks like with that topper on versus what it normally, versus what it looks like without it. It looks so much better with that. Okay. It's like a duochrome. That is so much better than it was. So that shade at least isn't a dud. I'm gonna go back in just with a little bit of that other blue shade just to do some more blending. That looks really good now. So I'm pleased with that shade. I'm gonna take and do my under eye now. I'm gonna go in with the red shade, I think, for my under eye, because there's nothing else really. That purple was supposed to be a satin or a shimmer, but I think I'm gonna go in with the red shade just to have like a little pop under the lash line. I don't know how I feel about the red under my eyes. It makes me feel like a Jedi. I feel like I'm doing my Jedi look again that I did the other day. Blending it out with that pink shade that I used as my transition shade. Looks good. I think I'm just going to take that bluish shade that I used on my lid and put in my inner corner too. I think it's going to look different in my inner corner because there was no base pigment, so it's gonna look a little bit different here. That's like my favorite shade out of the whole palette. I really like some really shiny shimmers though, so that's probably why. There we go. That's my favorite shade out of the whole palette, but the palette is not worth it just for that one shade. Let me just tell you right now. I wish I would have done better with this collection. Okay, anyways, here is my completed eye look using the Snoopy Wet n Wild palette. I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara and put some eyeliner on, and then we'll come back to show you the completed look with some lipstick. Okay, I am back. I have my mascara on. The lipstick I used was this KVD lipstick. I found it in my TJ Maxx and Marshalls. It's the Epic Kiss Nourishing Butter Lipstick. It's in the shade Lolita, which is the reason why I picked it up, because it was one of her more famous shades. So I don't think it looks so much different with my mascara on. In my waterline, I used my LA Girl. This is the Shockwave eyeliners. This is in the shade Outrage, which is kind of like an orangey red type of shade, which actually looks pretty good with this look, I think. So I thought I'd come back and do like my thoughts on the whole collection. I think the Snoopy house is super cute. It does fit your sponge like barely in there, but it doesn't fit, like the small one doesn't really fit. So there's that. But it is really cute. I'll probably use it to house other sponges in the future. But it's really, really cute. I do like sponges. Though I didn't care for the concealer sponge. It was just really, really tiny and hard to like grip onto to blend underneath your eyes. But I kind of got a cramp in my hand trying to do that. But yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of concealer sponges, I'm finding out. But I just like something bigger that does it quicker and it doesn't make my hand cramp. The face palette, I have to say, I'm gonna go ahead and speak about the face palette and the eyeshadow palette. I would skip this collection if I were you. Unless you're like the biggest Peanuts fan. I'm the biggest Peanuts fan. I grew up on the cartoon. I even remember reading the Peanuts cartoon strip in the newspaper when I was younger. That's how much I liked Peanuts. And I did watch all of that. I watched the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, the Halloween, all the little specials that they had for Peanuts. I've seen them all. I usually watch them all every year. I've even shown them to my son and he really likes them. But I do think the blushes in this one, the blushes are very beautiful. I think the gold highlight, if you have a medium to deep skin tone, is a beautiful highlight. The gold one is really nice. It's just too deep for my skin tone. It has a really nice pigment and it is more blinding than this whiter one. This one's more of like a duochrome. It's supposed to be like, I think, a white to blue. I've seen some purple sparkles in it, but it's like it has no base pigment to it, and it just, I don't know, it was just very disappointing to me. So I really wouldn't recommend this palette unless you have like a medium to deep skin tone. If you have a fair to light skin tone, you really don't have a highlighter to use. Because this gold is a little too gold, and I'm not sure how it would do if you mixed them both, especially since this white one doesn't have really a base pigment. It's more just straight up glitter. And even feel when you're like swatching it and you're rubbing it, it's really dry, almost like a pressed glitter. So I would definitely skip the face palette. I mean, the eye palette, I would skip too. I would just skip the whole collection, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to keep this in my collection. This might end up getting decluttered from my collection. But I might sell it on my my Depop with the rest of my makeup collection, because it's not that big of a hit. And I have to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to reach for this ever again after this video, because the shades, they were okay. I didn't have any issues really with the mattes. The mattes were nice. I really liked the pink and this brown shade. They were really beautiful transition shades. But then after that, all I had was either red or blue to go in my crease with. And then there's the black to deepen up the outer corner, which I think it looks really good. And I like the look that I made. But I hope after I finish making the look, I'm pretty sure I made this same exact look when I reviewed the ColourPop and Star Wars palette. And that palette was a much better palette than this is. I didn't have any issues with the mattes. The mattes worked really good. It did take a little bit more time to blend out this bluer shade here, but I expected it because it was such a deeper shade that it was going to take a little bit to blend it out. I think I was more so just disappointed in the shimmers. I really wanted this icy blue to be stunning and beautiful, and it was disappointing. This one does look good. It's not those intense shimmers in your face like bam, pow, you're going to get like from indie brands or even from like a higher end brand. And even Wet n Wild has done better than this in their past palettes. So I'm kind of disappointed that they kind of flopped on this Christmas palette. And I feel like they did Charlie Brown wrong for some reason. I don't know. So these, I just wouldn't recommend this collection. I recommend you skip over it. If you really want something from the collection, maybe get the sponges, because I do like their sponges. Their sponges are very nice. They're very soft and bouncy. And they have like lipsticks and stuff, and I regret not picking up like a lipstick or something to go with this collection, because I do like Wet n Wild's lipsticks, so those might be a hit. But I wouldn't recommend these palettes that I used today. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the look that I made with it, even though I realized in the end I made a similar look with another palette. I'm so crazy. But anyways, you have to let me know down in the comments below. Did you pick up anything from the Wet n Wild and Peanuts collab? Is it not nostalgic for you like it was for me? Trying to do a little bit of a thumbnail there for my pictures. So you have to let me know if you picked up anything from this collection. Let me know in the comments down below and what your thoughts are on it, if you did pick up anything in this collection. But I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's enough of me rambling on about how much this collection disappointed me. Hopefully the other eyeshadow palettes I have here to test out will be better. I have faith that they will, because, well, I don't really have faith that they will, because I do have another drugstore brand here that I need to try out. But anyways, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. It really does help on my channel. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it too if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I'm trying to get more active here and post more videos and get back into the groove of things, because I feel like I've kind of gotten out of the groove of things and it's throwing me off. So now I'm just trying to I've been buying and wanting to film stuff. I have so much new stuff that I'm going to be filming with and reviewing of new makeup that I've gotten recently. Some of it's a little bit of old news because it's Halloween stuff, but I'm still going to review it because I'm excited about it and I'm excited to review it. So you want to subscribe because there's going to be a lot of new reviews on new eyeshadow palettes and makeup collections coming to this channel, from indie to drugstore to higher end brands. So you'll have to keep a lookout for that. And I hope you guys are having a great day, night, weekend, whenever it is you're watching this. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.